let's dive into it. Let's start with Wisconsin. Nine
Okay.
and four a year ago, 6-3 in conference. Actually ranked sixth per F plus last season. So they were like impressive according to the advanced stats. Just lost more games than they should have, really. Of course, that was based mostly on the strength of their defense. According to F plus, they had the number two defense in the country last year, and the number 60 offense, which kind of feels about right if you watch Wisconsin. Paul Christ is entering his eighth season. Obviously, this kind of hinges on Graham Mertz. Same thing as we said a year ago. Their
Hmm.
quarterback, former four-star, probably the highest-ranked quarterback in Wisconsin history,
Right.
and has just been extremely inconsistent. Everyone knows, of course, of the first game he ever played against Illinois when he went 20 of 21 and
Yeah.
basically lit the world on fire. And it's kind of been downhill ever since then. Now, obviously, they do have one mega star on offense. That's Braylon Allen, the running back who was 17 years old last year and was just a beast. And they also have Ches Malusi, the former Clemson running back, who I think they actually need him to stay healthy this year, just to kind of give a little bit of a break maybe to Allen occasionally,
Hmm.
because it did seem like maybe he wore down a bit as the year went on. Other than that, not a lot of proven receivers. Their offensive line lost a few guys, but it's still going to be a Wisconsin offensive line.
Yeah.
That's the offense. Like, that's the question mark. We know about the defense, obviously.
Sure.
Jim Leonard, absolute star defensive coordinator, turned down the Packers,
Mm.
I guess, coordinator job. Excellent front seven. They're going to rely on transfers in the secondary. So, where do your thoughts go on this Wisconsin team? Like, does it feel like pretty classic Wisconsin, or do you expect maybe some differences? What do you expect? I guess out of Graham Mertz and really everyone else we talked about, and whoever else I didn't mention.
Yeah. So the number's 8.5, right? That's what I'm getting here. I'm guessing you have the same there, right?
You can get nine as well, I believe, but eight and a half
Okay.
or nine. Yep.
So like at 8.5, and you look at like the schedule in their crossover, they play Ohio State and Michigan State. Like kind of those are, I mean, two of the top three potential teams in the Big Ten East. So like that's not just an easy crossover there necessarily,
Right.
but when you get okay, you mentioned Allen, the running back stud,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're going to be able to run the ball. We're going to say this about pretty much every team. I mean, it's going to be pretty much the same analysis for every team. But like, dude, can they throw the ball deep at all? So okay, look at who the receivers they lost,
Yeah,
and
they
and you
they
and
actually had a sneaky good receiver that stuck around for a long time, and he's finally gone. I can't remember his name right now.
was it Poyer? Was his name? Shoot, yes, I'm tracking with you though. Like he was someone who was there and was kind of like around a lot,
Yeah,
and then yeah, I Graham Mertz, man. Oh, how did you feel about him when y'all? Okay, so Notre Dame played Wisconsin. It was a big game at the time, right? It was a
right,
big game, non-conference game, and you just had like a lot of confidence that like he wouldn't be able to get it done. That Graham Mertz was
right.
not going to be able to beat Notre Dame, and and like he didn't. So yeah, no, I don't have a whole lot else to say other than that. I don't want to be mean. I don't really care to trash him. Like I really am rooting for them to pull out. Was it 2011 where like they had a really good year, like Russell Wilson transfers in, right? And you like, yeah, Paul
Yeah.
Christ was creative with the offense and like it was neat. And it was a little bit, they went to the Rose Bowl. Nine wins. So okay, wins. I need to get down to that. Sorry. We're trying to keep this pod short here out there, by the way. We never have had a short pod in like the history of this. So we actually think that we can maybe keep this pod under 30 minutes. Maybe we should do an over under on the minutes of this podcast. But um, I'm
I'm
going to
taking the
go.
over.
Yeah, I know. We're stumbling out the blocks here. I still can't figure out. I'm gonna go over on Wisconsin. The number's right at it. I tell you, eight and a
Yeah,
half is right at it.
it's a great
That's
number.
it is. It's on the nose. There's a lot of tough games in there. They're gonna have to play Nebraska. That's a tough game. Minnesota's gonna be tough for them. Purdue's gonna be good. Maryland has a good offense this year. You know that's news. And then yeah, Ohio State, Michigan State, Iowa playing those teams. I'm gonna go over just just over 9-3 is the record. I think they're going to lose to Ohio State, Michigan State, and Iowa.
Mhm.
And I have them going 9-3 and actually winning the West. So Wisconsin's my pick to win the West at 9-3. I'm going over.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was torn on this. I think 9-3 is the most likely, just barely. I'll take the over slightly. I do think this probably comes down to that last game of the year, obviously against Minnesota, because
Yeah,
we'll get to them later, but I do think that there's like a chance that Minnesota gets them, and that might be their fourth loss. Just kind of looking at their schedule, so I think Wisconsin probably has to win that last game, and I think that would probably do it. I think they'll most likely get that game, so I'll lean over. Not a super confident pick by me.
I reserve the right to change my mind on that. By
Sure.
the once we talk our way through this pod, I may talk myself into either. Well, you could almost talk me into Nebraska or Iowa to win. But yeah, for now, like Wisconsin is definitely the winner
Sure.
so far.